were those questions given to you by the White House, or did you have, or the campaign, or did you have to submit questions ahead of this interview?
The questions were sent to me for approval. I approved them.
Okay, so the White House sent the questions to you ahead of the interview?
Yes.
Okay.
I got several questions, 8 of them, and the 4 that were chosen were the ones that I approved.
What a time to be alive. A Philadelphia radio host who interviewed President Biden after his disastrous debate, revealing the president's team provided a pre-approved list of questions. This as the media changes its tune, with more in the mainstream media questioning his ability to serve. Fox News contributor Joe Concha joins us now. Joe, it is always great to see you, my friend. So, Joe, I have interviewed...
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. I've interviewed former President Trump twice. I've interviewed multiple governors, senators, members of Congress for my podcast. Not once has anyone submitted questions to ask now topics or, legislation they're working on, but not the questions.
Right. I mean, let's face it, Lisa. This has been going on since the beginning of this presidency. Remember all those note cards telling the president exactly which reporters to call on? Remember Biden sharing over and over again, he said the quiet part out loud, basically, that he had a list of reporters to call on, and then he would proceed to follow it to a T. And remember when Biden would excuse himself from those rare moments he actually took questions by saying, quote, "I'm going to get in trouble if I take any more questions," unquote. And in this particular radio interview, Biden told the host that he was proud to be the first black woman to serve with a black president. So even with the questions to the big test in advance being given to him, Biden still failed miserably, Lisa.
Yeah, well, he's the first black president. All right, well, so this is what the Biden campaign is saying, Joe. They're saying this. While interview hosts have always been free to ask whatever questions they please, moving forward, we will refrain from offering suggested questions. I mean, Joe, is that an admission?
Of course it is. They literally just admit, okay, we won't do it going forward. Sorry, slap on the wrist, you caught us. I mean, this is such a bad look for Joe Biden in this moment when his team is desperately trying to show that he's not up for the job now, but through the year 2028. Imagine Joe Biden at age 86 doing this job. This shows his team simply does not trust him outside of a teleprompter. But more importantly, whoever was sending these questions in advance is complicit in the biggest cover-up in modern American political history. Think about it, because if they're doing this, they're seeing what we saw on that debate stage, just like what Jill Biden sees on a daily basis, what Hunter Biden sees, what Karine Jean-Pierre sees, what Jen Psaki used to see. So they're all involved in this huge cover-up. And by admitting this, that, yeah, we did it, we won't do it again, sorry, that's just not good enough. Heads must roll, starting with this president who should not be president anymore. Forget not running anymore. If he's acting like this, why does anybody think it's safe for this country to keep this man in this job as commander-in-chief of our armed forces for the next 200 days until Inauguration Day? Somebody answer me that question pretty please.
Real quick, why the shift in the media, right? Because they were perfectly happy with lying to us before. Now, all of a sudden, they've had a come-to-Jesus moment. Joe Biden's not up for the task. So why now? Why the shift?
The shift, because they can't possibly defend this anymore, right? You can't use the cheap face video excuse anymore. Oh, those videos of Biden falling down or wandering off, those are edited, those are manipulated. They tried to go down that route. Then they got caught, obviously, with that performance at that debate that you're seeing on this screen right now. So now they have to go down this route because I guess they're trying to salvage their credibility to show that they're holding Biden accountable. No, you had 3.5 years plus a campaign before that to report and talk about the things that you were talking about, Lisa, I was talking about, and almost everybody else on this network was talking about, that this man has no business, being a golf starter, let alone president of the United States. And you just get the feeling that Joe Biden, if he ran a funeral parlor at this point, no one would die. That's it, Lisa. Happy Sunday. Again. I always wish you would just give us your opinion. It's Joe. I had too much coffee already this morning.
No, you're great, and you're always great. Joe Concha, always a pleasure to see you, my friend. Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.